Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, doing a little cut demo here, just doing some testing on some knives. Got some new Schrade knives I'm going to be reviewing and testing out. This is the original SCH307, and did a full review on this knife. Very cool, but also very big and super heavy. So the knife I'm using today to test out a little bit is the smaller version. This is the SCH307. You can see they're marked on the tang. Slight design change overall. Let me try to get both of these in frame. There we go. But definitely a slimmer version of the 301. So really cool. Just want to do some testing here. It's a thick frame lock, very, very affordable knife. Very cool. I also have another version, which I'm going to be showing as well. It's literally the same knife, only this one has the texturing on the handles. All right, depending on which flavor you like, which style of knife you may prefer as far as just the looks go. This one here is the 308. Same blade, same size, everything, just the texturing. So, just preference. We'll talk about that more when I do the actual review of this knife. I'll probably show both of them in the same video. Just have a priority box, simple, cheap for testing purposes. Get these from the postal service, free of charge on them. I made a video on this, they send them to your door free of charge. And this is a way for me to get tons of cardboard to do cutting tests on. So that's exactly what I use these for, besides actually shipping packages. So anyway, first I'm just going to split this down. This is usually what I'll do, is I'll split this open, get, cut some pieces off, and then just slice through them. Gives me an idea of what it feels like when I'm cutting. And of course, the edge retention is most important as well. So these come very, very sharp. There's very little effort in slicing through. So start off with just a small piece. And literally start cutting. Now I'll also go back and forth with different grips. This is very important. Start off with a grip like this, your thumb on the jimping on the back. In this particular case, there's jimping on the handle and the spine. Gives you an idea of what it's going to feel like with extended use. Alright, now it's important to change your grip, change how you're cutting. So, this is just for anyone who wants to test knives out. If you're EDC knives and you find you don't use them very often, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're using a knife for work purposes, or you frequently use a knife, you might want to, when you get a new one, test it out and see how it's going to work for you. Or you can just let it happen naturally as you use your knife. Find out that way. But anyway, first I'll do some cuts like this. I was pushing on the ricasso there. So change your grip up and also change how you're cutting. So first I'm doing more of a slice. I'm using a lot of that blade. Alright, in this natural grip. Then you might change it up and do, a different grip style here. And try push cutting. Say just by the heel, you can have most control that way. Try cutting with more the tip here. Use different parts of the blade. So it gives you an idea of what it's going to feel like. Pressing on. Alright, so now I'm going to try a different grip. Center of the blade. One thing I'm noticing here in using this particular knife is that right here, where the cutout is for our frame lock, this is very thin metal right there, and it's jimped, there's jimping here all across the side. So I'm finding with this particular knife, when I do a natural grip like this, and I really squeeze it really, really hard, I'm getting a little irritation here in the pinky. Not a huge deal, but definitely worth mentioning. This is why you do stuff like this, and you test all your knives and gear. All right. you know, you want to open your box, you know, you dig inside your box here, and your package is open, you're not going to find, you know, that to be a problem. It's not going to be irritating. When you're cutting consistently, that's when you find these things out. That one just ripped. Again, just kind of checking the blade a little bit. No edge damage or anything, but it's very early yet in the cutting. Staying nice and sharp, just getting a little bit uncomfortable to constantly wield. You know, keep in mind, it is still, even though this is a smaller version, it's still very heavy. Being very heavy, you know, all stainless steel here. Again, aggressive jimping, you know, it's not the most comfortable knife to use barehanded. If I throw a glove on, that's a totally different situation. But we'll continue on a little bit. Here's cutting through that tape and that glue. You see these cuts, they're still pretty clean. The edge is starting to dull out a little bit. Not too much. Of course, penetration on that tip is still very nice. Nice point. You know, very acute. Still very sharp. All the cutting I've been doing so far has been in the main edge here, so, you know, as far as penetration goes, it's still not going to have a problem. It's not being worn out, you know, from the cutting that I'm doing. Poke through that tape here. A little bit of a rip there because, again, caught down here. Show you that through the top here. These cuts are still nice and clean. Tore here just a little bit though. Alright. So we'll continue with the testing. But I want to show you this a little bit. I mean, people are always requesting to show stuff like this. I find it boring. If I took a knife and did this every single time on film, let me know in the comments. You guys really want to see that? I'll do that for you. Every single knife. You know, but it's got to be most of you who want to see that. Every now and then is nice, you know, but do you really want to see every single knife? It's up to you. I'm doing it anyway. If you want me to film it, I'll be more than happy to. But that's just my initial impression with this knife. Just initial cutting, still a lot of stuff to be done before I review them. It's working out fine. I could tell you though, you do get fatigued because of the weight. The weight fatigues you. You know, constantly going like this. I mean, I spend, you know, most of the day today shoveling, so that might have something to do with it. But even though it's nice and sharp, like I said, sometimes cuts don't look so impressive. It's definitely user error and technique. It's not always the blade. So keep that in mind when you're watching other people's videos as well as mine. Sometimes, you know, you may just not be doing it properly, or you're tired, or whatever the case may be, and it doesn't look very impressive when in fact your knife is nice and sharp and locks up strong and everything else. But very cool. We'll continue testing this, and you guys will see a review on this, you know, as soon as I'm ready to do a review for you guys. So there it is. Starting to get some use on this. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.